everybody. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bod Father. I have an awesome interview, as always, for you guys that are after listening to the show out in the chat room and out on your iPhone, iPod, whatever that you're listening to the show on. I have none other than Stu Block from the metal band Ice to Earth. Stu, what's going on, brother?
Hey, man, not much. Good to be here. Good to be on your show, John.
Hey, I appreciate it, and thanks for taking time out to do this, because I know you guys are getting ready to kick off a big tour here in January. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, we're for the European leg of the tour. We have a band called Elm Street. They're from Australia. They're going to come out and thrash their ass off with us. And then we've got a band called Warbringer, and they're a great group of kids. We played with them in the United States with the Symphony X co-headlining tour a couple years ago. So we thought, why the hell not? Let's bring them out on the European tour. They're a hard-working group of guys, and they're bringing their brand of thrash and stuff like that. So, so that's going to be January, February, Europe, man. That'll be really fun, playing everywhere we can. Then we got 10 days off in March, so we're going to come home for 10 days and do whatever, maybe repack, and that'll be about it. That'll be about enough time just to do that. And then heading off to Australia, and then we're going to do the South American tour, do all the South American countries, and then we're going to do North America, Canada, and USA. And then we're going to be heading into the festival season. So a big year ahead of us. Big year ahead of us. We're going to be out there quite a bit, so we're really excited.
Everybody, if you're out there, this tour is called the Worldwide Plagues Tour. And, get off your asses and go check out this band and keep supporting them.
That's right, man. Get off your asses, come out and rock out, man, because people need to start coming back out to shows and stuff. And, we're lucky, man. We're lucky enough that Ice Earth fans are really rabid, diehard fans, and we're lucky enough that they always come out to shows and stuff like that. But it's all we got now, man. You know, the shows and making sure we're selling the merch and making sure we're putting out good music for you guys. So, and putting out a good stage show for you.
Now, you guys have a new album that's going to drop in early 2014. I can't wait for this to come out, and it's called Plagues of Babylon. I know it's a rendition of Ice to Earth as always, but let's talk about this album a little bit. What can we expect from you guys? Is there any new material on it? I know there's new material, but any new surprises on it? What can we expect?
What can you expect? Well, you can expect definitely the first half of the album is the zombie apocalypse sort of concept, I guess, as it were. I guess really you can call it that. And then so it's really brutal, man. It's really heavy, dark, and evil. And then we've got another 6 songs on the other half of the album, and they're standalone songs. So they have a theme in itself in each song. So I think there's something for everybody on this album. I think people will enjoy it. We enjoyed making it. Can't wait for it to drop. I think it drops January 21st in the United States, I believe. So yeah, I can't wait to hear the feedback from the fans on it. Seems like the media is really digging it. So but really, ultimately, it's really up to the fans. So.
Now, have you guys been playing any of the new stuff off the album in your shows here recently, and how the fans have reacted to it?
Yes, we played 3 new songs off of the album on the Volbeat tour. Interesting thing, because it's tough to gauge it because a lot of those fans aren't fans of Ice Earth. They're just learning about Ice Earth, and a lot of those fans are radio friendly fans. So it's tough, but it seemed like it went over quite well. We seemed like we went over some people with the new songs, and we saw some of our fans out at the Volbeat shows, and it seemed like they were really digging it. So I'm excited to see how they're going to react when we're doing the headlining stuff.
I think it's cool that you guys did that tour with Volbeat, because these are 2 different bands, and it's really cool how the whole show will mesh like that from 2 different backgrounds.
Definitely. I think it makes for a cooler tour, makes for a fun time for the fans, and it makes for a good time for the fans because they start learning about other bands, you know what I mean, and other genres of music too.
With you being the new lead vocalist in Ice to Earth, how are the fans accepting you and everything? You know, after the shows and stuff, they come up and say, "Hey man, we loved it. Keep on doing what you're doing." How's the fans' reaction to you?
It seems pretty good, actually. It seems really good. The funny thing is that they say people are saying, I fit better in Iced Earth than, you know, maybe other previous singers and stuff like that. Or so I think I got off easy, man, because the fans have been very, very good to me, and I'm really happy about that. Of course, not everyone's going to be happy. You know, one in every 80 comments, there's always a negative comment, but because you can't please everybody. But
Exactly.
it seems like generally the general consensus is that I'm being accepted, and I'm really happy about that. I love the Iced Earth fans. They're very, very loyal fans, and they're wonderful people.
I have to say, too, man, that your vocal range is insane.
Yeah, thanks, brother.
And you know what? I want to go back to where you were talking about fans coming out to shows and stuff. Do you think, Stu, that the digital age has hurt fans from coming out to shows?
Has the digital age hurt fans from coming out to shows? You know what? I think the digital age has hurt a lot of different things, a lot of different factions within society and within social interaction.
Mm-hmm.
I think, definitely if you want to apply it to the average kid going out to a show, I think attendance is lower. Just that being because there's many different factors, but there's more stuff that can entertain them at home, like the new Xbox. They can download movies at home. They can see, there's so much more entertainment at their fingertips at home that they become, instead of doing that, maybe I'll buy the newest, maybe this concert, maybe I'll buy the newest video game, and they seem like they feel like they get more mileage out of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And because times are tough, for kids and for everybody, financially, it's a really, really tough, it's a really fucked up world we're living in, economically, right now. And there's a lot of people feeling the pinch. So that hurts attendance also. So there's many different factors,
Now, I know that you've been in several bands, especially starting out and everything with your career. But how's it feel to be an Iced Earth, dude?
Feels amazing, man. I mean, I've been in the band since 2011,
mm-hmm.
and now we're creeping on to 2014 here. So it's been a great 3 years, man. It's been absolutely amazing. I've helped write 2 albums with John, and we are John and I are really good friends and stuff like that, and I can't wait for more albums to just help contribute to more albums, and I can't wait for more touring. It's a great feeling to know that you've accomplished something like this. Tomorrow I can die happy, my friend,
Right. Oh, totally understand. And, Stu, how does it feel when you're on stage, man, and you're hearing all these fans singing back your guys' music? I mean, how's it feel to you?
It's validating, I think. It feels like we're doing something right, especially if they're singing back the songs and the lyrics. It means that they've connected to the song.
Yeah.
Take the time to sit there and learn the lyrics and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely validating, and it definitely feels good, man. Feels really good knowing that people connect to the song in that way.
How does Iced Earth contribute with their writing process? Is it everybody, Stu, or is it just you primarily? How do you all work that out?
Well, it's always been it's always been John. Mm-hmm. He's the main guy, and he's always written 98% of everything on the albums. Mm-hmm. When I came along, I was one of the first singers that he's worked with that he is able to work with creatively wise in regards to me coming up with vocal lyric ideas, mm-hmm. vocal melody ideas, cadence ideas, that kind of stuff. So since Dystopia, it's taken a huge burden off of him. So John and I, John does the majority of the writing. Troy contributes solos. He does the solos. Luke, our new bass player, he has actually contributed some really cool bass lines on this album that spawned into songs, I think, 1 or 2 songs. Mm-hmm. So right now, at this point, everyone contributes whatever they can. John's very, very particular as to what goes on the album, because if it's crap, he'll let you know, and because he's got a vision, and we all respect that, and it's very, very cool, and that's why Iced Earth has been so successful, because he's the leader at the helm, he's the leader of the ship, he's the captain, he steers the ship, and he's been steering it in the right direction. He's just there's been a lot of things that have challenged him over the years that he's had to try and get over. But I think that's why Iced Earth has stayed such a constant in the heavy metal community, is because of his leadership and because of his songwriting skills.
Yeah, and you could tell too, Stu. I mean, you and I both know that you could tell when a band's actually putting their heart and soul into an album, and a fan can feel it. And I mean, that sounds crazy, but it's the truth.
Yeah, you're very right.
What can fans expect at an Iced Earth show from you guys?
Lots of energy, high energy, really high, and an emotional roller coaster, a cool light show, some cool artwork on stage. I don't know, man. Crowd participation, everything. It'll be the whole package.
Now, do you guys prefer clubs, festivals, or does it even really matter?
I prefer. I like doing the festivals because I like going around and watching the other bands and stuff, and going and spending way too much money at the metal markets, of course. But really, I prefer playing. If it's like a 1,000-seater, 1,000 to 2,000-seater club, I'm happy, man. I like that intimate feeling.
Oh, yeah.
We've played the arenas. We just got off arenas with Volbeat, and it was cool. It was amazing. We had a great time, but it seems like you sort of has this. It's sort of sometimes you feel like you have this disconnect with the fans.
Yeah.
When it's like 15,000 people and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't imagine playing in front of 15,000 people because me, honestly, I would be thinking like, how in the hell can I get to each and one of these fans?
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and that's the challenge, right?
Yeah.
That's the huge challenge, so.
Hey, but you guys do it.
We're trying, man. We're trying. I mean, we don't play a lot of arenas, but when we do, it's a good taste of what, hey, you never know what could happen. But
yeah.
It's a different story, man, if you're playing an arena and you're opening a band, you're usually playing in front of people that don't know who you are.
Yeah.
And so it's a different challenge. If you are packing the arena and everyone's there for you, it's probably a totally different story. You can probably probably connect to a more people in the back and stuff like that, But it's two totally different things, man. I don't know if I'm ever going to experience being the headliner at a 15,000 seat capacity place. You never know where Iced Earth can go. With the hard work and dedication that John has and everybody's spirit, who knows where we can go, brother? You don't know, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
That's what I've always said, man. You never know until you try, and you never give up. That's for sure.
That's for sure. But I'm happy. We're happy, doing what we're doing, and anything more is gravy, man. It's icing on the cake.
Another question along with this, pertaining to this. Do you guys see that there's more Iced Earth fans statewide, or do you see them more overseas?
Well, we see. I mean, Iced Earth fans are really loyal everywhere,
mm-hmm.
So it's usually I don't really notice a huge difference. But of course, every band has their markets also. Sure. So I mean, in certain markets, Iced Earth is bigger, so there's going to be more fans coming out and stuff, right? So, but as far as I don't know, maybe Europe a little bit, but I think it's just because, in Europe they have people aren't feeling not as many people are feeling the financial pinch, whereas in the States and in Canada they are feeling the financial pinch. No, definitely, I don't think there's any one, I don't think, there's not a massive, huge difference, I wouldn't say, because Iced Earth is such a iconic metal band and has such a great following that, it's usually pretty good wherever we go.
Mm-hmm. What do you think that Iced Earth brings to the table for music, in your own words?
Iced Earth brings its own brand of heavy metal to music. Iced Earth is a product of a music lover. John is he loves all sorts of music, so Iced Earth is a product of all of that. So, and I think that people can pool from that. They can spawn from that. It's really cool.
And also, too, I want to ask, who are some of your influences, Stu, coming up?
My influences: Bruce Dickinson, Rob Halford, Ralph Sheepers, Russell Allen, Jeff Tate, Tim Owens, Matt Barlow.
Wow.
Definitely, there's, Yari Menapia from Winter Sun, Devin Townsend, Daniel Hyman. Those are some really great front guys. But then, of course, I love Phil Collins, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., the whole Rat Pack. I'm into a lot of different styles of music and stuff like that. And, Bon Jovi I know it sounds cheesy, but he's great, and, all that kind of stuff. Because I grew up in a household with all sorts of different styles of music.
How does it feel to you, man, when you get emails or you're at a show or somebody comes up to you anywhere and says, hey, your songs, your music have helped me out. It's pulled me through a dark alley. How does that mean to you as a musician?
It means a lot, because it means that the music touched somebody, and it means that we're more than just we're not just a bunch of hot air. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It means that we're actually contributing to society psychologically. And when someone comes up to me and says, I've had people say some really heavy things to me, man. I'm not going to get into it because I know that it's personal, but there's been a lot of heavy things having to do with life and death and all that kind of stuff. And when you hear about it, you're like, wow, well, that's even more reason to be doing this, because it's obviously touching people in a certain way.
Well, thank you for taking time out to do this interview, man.
Thank you.
I really like your guys' music. It grabs your attention, and you can definitely listen to it. It's great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to say thank you guys for your music.
Thank you, man. Thank you for the interview.
How can people get a hold of you guys, Stu, if they want to say, hey, we love your music, or buy your merchandise? How can they do that?
They can go to iceearth.com, or they can go to our Facebook page.
Would you care to do a promo for the show before I let you go?
Sure, no problem. Hey, this is Stu Block from Iced Earth, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Man, thank you so much. Like I said, I've liked y'all's music for a very long time. You have a phenomenal voice range.
Thanks, brother. Well, talk to you soon, and hope to see you at the show.